History remembers the empire of oil, but rarely the woman who methodically examined its foundation. Minerva Tarbell challenged concentrated power not with outrage, but with documentation and disciplined patience. Her investigation unsettled one of the wealthiest corporations in the United States. Yet over time, her name faded while the industrial giants remained household legends. She was born on November 5, 1857, in the oil regions of rural Pennsylvania. Her childhood unfolded alongside the rise of an industry reshaping the American economy. Small producers thrived briefly before consolidation began tightening its quiet grip. Her father, an independent oil operator, felt the pressure of changing business alliances. These early observations shaped her awareness of economic imbalance without turning her toward bitterness. Education became her path forward in an era limiting opportunities for women. She graduated from Allegheny College in 1880, among few women to do so. Journalism slowly drew her toward a profession still dominated by male editors and publishers. She wrote carefully researched articles, preferring evidence over dramatic rhetoric. In Paris, she refined her craft and developed habits of disciplined archival study. Returning home, she joined McClure's magazine during rising national concern about monopolies. Industrial expansion was transforming cities, railroads, and markets at astonishing speed. Few reporters, however, attempted to dissect the internal mechanics of corporate empires. Tarbell believed understanding required patience rather than spectacle. In 1902, she began publishing a serialized examination of Standard Oil. Each installment unfolded chronologically, tracing decisions, agreements, and market strategies. She interviewed executives, reviewed court documents, and examined transportation contracts in detail. Her findings revealed secret rebates and preferential railroad arrangements. Smaller competitors had struggled under conditions they could neither see nor challenge. Readers followed her series month after month, absorbing its steady accumulation of evidence. Public confidence in unchecked corporate expansion began to shift. She avoided personal attacks, focusing instead on structural practices and documented behavior. The work was later compiled into a book that circulated widely. Policymakers and citizens alike debated its implications for national economic fairness. Pressure for enforcement of the Sherman Antitrust Act intensified. In 1911, the Supreme Court ordered Standard Oil dissolved into separate companies. Multiple forces influenced that ruling, yet her investigation shaped public understanding significantly. Her name became associated with what critics labeled muckraking journalism. President Theodore Roosevelt used the term critically, though her method remained restrained.
Gentlemen, our next article must expose Standard Oil's rate manipulation.
She considered herself neither radical nor revolutionary.
Good, we must publish before the next Congress.
She believed transparent competition strengthened rather than weakened capitalism. As years passed, she expanded her focus beyond corporate investigations.
All aboard for the lecture tour! Final call!
She wrote biographies, including extensive studies of Abraham Lincoln.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for honest reporting.
Her scholarship emphasized moral character and national development.
Vigilance can we protect our freedoms.
Unlike some reformers, she expressed cautious views regarding certain social movements. Her skepticism toward aspects of women's suffrage later complicated her reputation. Admirers praised her rigor, while critics questioned her selective reformism. The nation moved forward into war, depression, and global transformation. Industrial magnates evolved into institutional brands, shaping 20th century commerce. Meanwhile, the journalists who examined their origins receded from public celebration. She continued lecturing and writing with measured reflection. Recognition arrived intermittently, but lacked the spectacle granted to industrial titans.
His reward.
Her discipline had reshaped regulatory conversations across the country. Yet fame proved less durable than influence. Minerva Tarbell aged as America entered another era of corporate consolidation. Younger journalists adopted investigative traditions she had quietly strengthened. Few traced those professional standards directly back to her example. On January 6, 1944, she died at 86 years old. Newspapers acknowledged her passing with respectful but restrained tributes. The nation she helped reform was preoccupied with global war. Memory shifted toward immediate crises and emerging leaders. The oil empire she examined fractured into corporations that still shaped markets. Their names endured in commerce and infrastructure. Hers lingered primarily within journalism circles and academic study. Over decades, textbooks condensed her achievements into brief paragraphs. Industrialists retained statues, company legacies, and economic mythology. She left behind documentation rather than monuments. Her method demonstrated that careful chronology can challenge immense authority. She trusted evidence more than rhetoric. She understood that patience could expose hidden systems of influence. In an age of expansion, she insisted on accountability. In an age of spectacle, she modeled restraint. The cultural memory of reform often favors dramatic personalities. Tarbell's strength was steadiness rather than performance.
Preserved manuscripts of Ida Minerva Tarbell, the pioneer.
That steadiness quietly altered the structure of American business law.
Beside them, her historically accurate portrait.
Her absence from popular remembrance reveals how reformers can vanish behind their results. The empire she studied remains widely recognized. The woman who revealed its structure waits in the margins of history.